Here in Tijuana, these migrants have been waiting here seeking asylum for over a month now, and while they hope everything works itself out, they tell me they're concerned the caravan could shut down the entire system, causing them and their families to wait for safety and freedom even longer. Migrants seeking asylum line up here outside the Mexican entrance to the San Isidro port of entry. They're waiting for a number so they can start their claim to come into the U.S. Antonio Rodriguez Hernandez and her children came here from Honduras. That was 45 days ago. She tells me her faith is giving her the patience to wait. She hopes the migrants from the caravan will be patient too, but they're not in this line. The migrants from the caravan are coming here to this park in Tijuana that's been turned into a shelter. One man living inside tells me 2,000 people are already here. He expects 5,000 more, and it's already so full, people are sleeping on the street. We weren't able to go inside the camp, but through the fence we could see children as families huddle in tents or any spot on the ground they can find. The people outside the fence are doing the same. Dagoberto Suarez Sosa got here from Honduras 2 days ago. He tells me resources in the camp are running thin as the number of migrants grows rapidly every day. He says once the rest of the caravan arrives, they plan to protest at the border until the U.S. government lets them in, no matter how long that takes. While Sosa says the plan is to be peaceful, Hernandez, who has been waiting 45 days, says for all the good people coming, there are bad people too. Meanwhile, along the U.S.-Mexico border, there are nearly 6,000 U.S. military personnel assisting, making sure there is no illegal immigration and no shutdown of the system so that these people can have their asylum claims processed as quickly as possible. In Tijuana, Jeff Platt, back to you.
And like this used to be a desk and that was a chair and everything is just...
Covering a Niles Street sidewalk is everything Elizabeth Smith owns. It sits in a massive heap in front of the apartment she was evicted from 5 days ago. All of Elizabeth's stuff has been on the sidewalk since Wednesday, the same day this eviction order was issued that says the landlord needs to keep her stuff safe for 15 days.
They didn't care. He straight said, well, you're gonna have to sue me.
Hi, my name's Jeff Platt. I'm with Eyewitness News. I called the property manager to ask what was going on. The court order eviction notice does plainly say that they get 15 days. They claim Elizabeth moved all that stuff herself. Elizabeth says that's a lie.
Just everything is broken to pieces.
Now Elizabeth, her mother, and her dogs live on the sidewalk next to all her stuff. How do you sleep here? She's homeless, not because she has nowhere to go, but because she has no way to move her things and needs to protect them.
We've had to guard everything we owned.
And she'll keep standing guard, sleeping on the sidewalk, until she can find a way to move her things, which she says should never have been moved.
It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he does. I won't be silenced. I won't be sidelined from representing my constituents.
That's Kern County Supervisor Mike Maggard responding to claims from this man, TJ Esposito, that Maggard is in violation of state campaign finance and disclosure laws.
If it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Here's the controversy. Maggard reported a campaign contribution from a Jennifer Romandia on December 14th, 2017. Maggard listed her occupation as housewife. However, Romandia is actually the office manager of this marijuana dispensary in Maggard's district, The Crop. Are you aware of her connection to a dispensary?
I am now. I don't know that I was then.
Maggard claims he had no idea at the time he received the contribution from Romandia that she and a man with her same last name operate The Crop. However, 3 months before the donation, Romandia is listed as the contact person and office manager of the dispensary in the county's environmental impact report on marijuana dispensaries.
She's listed in the EIR. In the county's report, she's listed. He says himself he reads every report.
We went to The Crop to ask Romandia about the donation, but she wasn't there.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Our call went to voicemail. I'm calling because I'd like to ask a couple questions about a campaign contribution you made to Supervisor Mike Maggard. Meanwhile, Maggard stands firm that nothing was done intentionally.
If she was listed as a housewife on one of my campaign reports, if that was incorrect, then I apologize. It wasn't an intentional misstatement. And if it needs to be corrected, then we'll correct it.
Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Platt investigates why there's air in the bag and which brand gives you the least air and the most chips.
Every time a bag of chips opens, you hear that sound and smell the seasoning, but the snack time excitement quickly fades. So how do you feel when you open a bag of chips?
Cheated a little bit.
A little sad because I always want more.
Pisses you off. I'm allowed to say pissed off.
What's got people so upset is how few times they get to do this because of all the air filling the bag.
They trick us to think that they're having a full bag.
It's never like up top like you expect it to be.
They're usually about half full, if I'm lucky.
So the question is, what's with all the air? The air that's in the bag is nitrogen. That keeps your chips from going stale, but how much air goes in the bag? That's all about altitude. If a bag of chips is going to a store at high altitude, air pressure drops, so air expands. Too much air in the bag, and it can pop, and the chips go everywhere. At low altitude, air compresses, and the chips could get crushed. But most people aren't buying that.
Oh, it's to rip you off, but they'll tell you it's shipping. It's all shipping.
Whatever you choose to believe, there's one way to not get ripped off. Take a look at the net weight on the bag. That's the chips minus the air.
Jeff Platt reporting there, and the moment you've all been waiting for, the chip brand with the most chips and least air, according to a study by Kitchen Cabinets, is Fritos.